Today, start. Sir, I move this bill with a feeling of hope and expectation. For I am confident that for the successful development of agriculture, ancillary and supplementary conditions envisaged in this bill are indispensable. Just as in the case of industry, finance and marketing are two essential conditions, so also in the case of agriculture, finance and proper marketing are equally essential conditions. You can put up the latest factory and provide the best personnel, but if there is no arrangement for finance and for marketing, that factory will not work. Sometimes I am amazed how the agriculturist sandwiched as he has been between the usurious and fleecing moneylender and the greedy and profit minded trader has been able to survive about and live. A lot of thinking has been given to the question of providing finance for agriculture. Some thought has also been given to the problem of marketing of agricultural produce, but I do not know of any report or of any literature in the long history of the cooperative movement which has dealt with this problem in a comprehensive and integrated manner as the Rural Credit Survey has done. One of the main defects from which the cooperative movement in India has suffered is that it has mainly concentrated itself on the credit side of the problem. It has been confined to the better class of farmers. The medium and the small farmer has been left out of the ambit of the cooperative movement. The government too has not taken the interest that was necessary for the development of this movement. The result has been that the cooperative movement today contributes an infinitesimally small part only of the short term, medium term, and long term credit needed by the agriculturist. I am thankful to the Rural Credit Survey, which has surveyed the problem in a very comprehensive manner and given us, as I said, an integrated scheme. The scheme envisaged by the Rural Credit Survey falls into two parts: the financial, or rather, the credit side of cooperation, and the economic side of cooperation. So far as the credit side is concerned, the formulation of the scheme and its implementation has been entrusted to the Reserve Bank of India. The Reserve Bank Act laid the responsibility of developing rural credit upon that institution, and it was appropriate that responsibility should be placed upon the Reserve Bank.